to the show, welcome. If you've been down from the beginning, all I can say is thanks. Let's go.
Alright, go you make some paper, boy.
So before we get into it, I want to give a shout out to Death Miser 101. My homie is back into the YouTube game, recording and doing everything he can. Also, my brother MTJR. This brother's talented. His skits are funny. All the links are going to be in the description, so just follow them, hit them up, subscribe, and like, and do everything you can. YouTube, what's good? This Game with Mike gang. So definitely, we started today off with a positive note, but also something that is very, I'll say, very touching to me. Just because I know people, I'm actually helping people with certain things and what they're going through, and the topic is mental health. So, well, more mental health issues. I feel that a lot of people that I know are, coming around and saying that they either have a lot of anxiety or they have something going on with themselves, that they feel that they either need help or need somebody to talk to get them through, or they feel sluggish. And I feel like it's not better to talk about. So I definitely feel that through it all, I know that sometimes that you'll have days that you don't feel like getting out of bed, or you feel unmotivated, or you feel that things are just too hard, or anxiety spiked, and you just don't know what to do, where to go, who to talk to. I feel like you always should look for help, either through therapy or talking to somebody that you really trust, or even a friend. Just going out, getting your mind off things. The number one thing I always preach is to make sure that you have your own joy and that you take care of yourself physically and mentally. That's something that I preach to anybody that I know that either do meditation, yoga, something that will get you going and get your drive. Understand that things are not what they should be during these times. Of course, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of things people are going through, which I definitely do understand. But when you look at the bigger picture of a lot of things, I feel like, people should definitely look into taking care of themselves. Even if you have kids, or a lot of things, you have a lot of things to live for now. So it's just not yourself in a sense. If you're in a relationship or you're a couple, definitely take care of yourself before you take care of us. So I will always preach, you have to take care of me before we. And I feel like it's always true. When you go to anything that you're going through or anything that you love to do, it brings you joy. You can do that. But if not, then you become more codependent in a sense. And though codependent is good and bad, contingent on, I guess, the situation, what it is. But I feel like when it comes to your mental health, being codependent is definitely not the way to go, because then that means you depend on somebody else to have your own joy. So if anything happens, then you lose everything, or anything can happen to you. So though I've experienced it, mental health, a little bit. I haven't said I've done it a lot, I haven't experienced mental health a lot, just because I try to keep myself really grounded and try to take care of myself on meditating, reading books, gaining knowledge, also just talking to friends and family, having a one-on-one with my parents, to be that trusted into knowing what they went through, and to comparing it to myself and making sure that I'm squared away and I'm right. So before anything else, that's what I always do. If it's not from meditating to drinking tea, always have a cup of tea, by the way, then that's where we at. So once again, I know that it's definitely tough. I can definitely sympathize and definitely be compassionate with people that are actually going through a lot of things and actually having a lot of things built up with their health and mental health wise. And anxiety and everything that they're going through. I know it's always a tough time. It's always a tough day to deal with it. Some days is days. Sometimes it might be weeks. It might be a month. You might be in a stench. But just know that you're not the only one going through this. Though, yes, it's about you, but just know that you also have people out there that's going through the same thing. And if you need any help, you should always reach out to somebody. Always reach out to somebody, anybody that can always guide you and assist you, or even helping you get little by little, step by step through with anxiety or whatever you're dealing with. So with that being said, that's my biggest topic for this month, next month. I mean, I try to want to preach all the time, something that I always live by, but definitely mental health. That's something that I definitely would like to see a lot more people get through with, get help with. And also, I mean, if you know me, you know my number, or you want to reach out to me, definitely we can, chat it up, and we can, talk about different things or different steps or what's on your mind, or what can you do to alleviate some of any stress or anything that you're going through that might trigger the stuff or trigger anxiety, trigger anything that you're dealing with. So if anything, Game with Mike gang, guys, I love you guys. I definitely liked where this channel is going. I like my growth. I got a lot of new content coming, so that's where we at. So definitely take care of you guys self. Before I go, I'll put up on the screen a lot of my quotes. Well, not say a lot of my quotes, but quotes that I always go by, which I definitely love these quotes. I kind of say them every day in a sense of affirmation for myself. But a few of my quotes that I say every day that might help you. I might pass it on to you, might help you out. You never know. So one of my quotes are you living by chance or by design? I was in this Zoom call with I forgot this guy's name, but he's going off a couple of quotes or going off a couple of things, and I just started to jot these things down. I was like, oh man, this is pretty deep to me, because then it gets you to think besides what you're going through or where you're trying to go or what you're trying to do. Another quote is become the mission. You must major in the major things and not in the minor things. So though you might have something minor going on, which is all the minor things sometimes can be a big thing also. I'm not saying they're not big, but then also you might have things that are more major than the minor things that you might need to take care of and make sure that you master into that. Another quote I have, success is just rented. Success is never given. Success is never permanent. It's always temporary in the sense of what you do to make it either continue or either just have that as a temporary or permanent thing. Also, yesterday ends last night, meaning that you always start another day fresh. It might be a struggle, but just know that if you take it step by step, day by day, that you'll definitely be going to the right direction, as long as you're taking it into the, of course, the proper and better way of doing what you need to do with and dealing with what you need to deal with. So guys, those are the quotes that I have that I always go by for right now, and those are what then keep me grounded. Those are the things that I always meditate to and always make sure that I do certain things. So of course, that's just me, but I'm always willing to give away a little knowledge or a little something, that way it can help you guys out. If anything, once again, take care of yourself, subscribe, like, comment, do whatever you guys feel like you need to do. Hey, it's Game with Mike. Peace out.